Brian, another poor result at home, maybe some goals that we could have avoided. What are your thoughts overall?
Listen, I think when you go down to 10 men after 20 minutes, it kind of just sums up the day. Again, we've spoke about for 5 weeks now, ill discipline, same players. It's disappointing because I thought we looked really good today in that first half. We defended really well. We were trying to hit them on the counter that we worked on Thursday. But again, the goals are they're criminal. They're honestly criminal. You're right up against it from 20 minutes onwards when your captain gets sent off for getting involved, and it's not acceptable, to be honest with you. It's very poor. So naive to get involved when you've already been booked. Again, it's a worry that we're making it so easy for the opponents just through these stupid decisions we're making. We conceded a penalty. Probably right, if I'm honest. I've not seen it back, but I would like to see it. But from where I was standing, you've given the referee that decision to kind of make. The free kick we conceded 20 yards out. Again, I didn't think our player was anywhere near the ball. It was a wee bit of just maybe a lash out. And again, I'm all for being aggressive and being up in their face and trying to win the ball, honestly. But there was none of that today in terms of when you go and win the ball, you win the man, you win the ball, you take everything. I mean, the free kick and the sending off was the exact opposite. Just kicking out, lashing out. That's not the sort of players I want in my team. I want honest players. I want players that are going to go for the ball. I want players that are going to put their heart and soul into the club. And see, if you want to take little shortcuts and start kicking out, they're not my players. This one hurt today. This one really hurt because of how hard we've worked, how far we've come, and the decision making is just really poor at the moment.
We've been saying for weeks, we need to cut these mistakes out. We're giving the goals away, but after 4 or 5 games now, those mistakes aren't leaving. What is going through your head as the manager?
I think you give them opportunities, you give them chances because they're young, and young people make silly decisions. But if these young people keep making daft mistakes, silly mistakes continuously, then you need to address it, and we will address it. Because just now, the way it's going, I'll be giving my P45 to shortly. So it's and that's the nature of the beast in football. But the decision making's it's costing us dearly, and it's hurting the club a lot. Because there's no way that there was that big a gap today between these two teams. No way on earth. But again, I thought Albion were superb. They were in a nice compact formation. They didn't let us get anywhere near them. And again, they're full of big, strong boys that can look after themselves. They're not petulant like we are. and they're just the wee things we need to cut out. But as I said last week, we're going to get there by hook or by crook. We'll get there because we've got the players in place that want to learn, that want to get better. But if they don't want to jump on board, then we'll need to try and find another way and mean.
Obviously, you bring up there about how the Albion defence was maybe bigger, a bit more mature. Obviously, they're the type of players that you're going to try and bring in here. Do you think if you manage to get a few of those players in, the tide will change?
I do, yeah, because as I said, they're not as petulant. They don't kick out. They're not rash. They'll stand up. They'll make it difficult for players to beat them. But again, it's just we're learning and we're just taking our time to kind of evolve to get better. But football doesn't stand still, and as you can see, if you keep making these mistakes continuously, then it's going to be 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, like we've seen this season. So it's disappointing. This is probably the hardest one, if I'm honest with you, to take. This is probably the hardest one. But we'll pick the bones out of it. We'll have a meeting Tuesday. We'll talk Thursday again, and we'll just try and need to get that positive spin back on things again, because next Saturday comes round pretty soon.
Speaking briefly of next Saturday, we've got Stirling coming, and obviously it's going to be a hard game. There are no easy games in this league. Do you think the lads will find some fire and some motivation from recent weeks to go at it again?
I think the fire and motivation's there, but it's just channeled wrong. Again, I think East Stirling will be another very good team. They'll be a footballing team. They'll pop it about nice and quick. They've recruited pretty well. I know Pat pretty well myself. We just need to compete and just stop giving teams penalties, free kicks, an advantage of another man. And we'll compete. We will compete, but we just really need to stop shooting ourselves in the foot because it's the same old story. It's hurting us.
Perfect. Cheers, Ryan.